We all know about Singapore from all states. Many of us have been there. Indeed, Singapore, that tiny country around the size of Bangalore, is the fifth most popular tourist destination of us Bharatiyas. On the flight home, every one of us remembers how great it was there, and deep in our mind, we can't help but to contrast it with our own cities. Deep in our mind, it feels like a good dream has ended, and we are back to our dark, damp, cramped up room, staring at the ceiling above us. The moment we step back into our own home city, deep in our minds, we do not like this. In this video, we'll see why Singapore became successful while India failed. Now, to say India failed is a very specific word I have chosen, and deep down in your hearts, you know very well that India is not at all what it was promised. You and I feel a dull sense of disappointment, and your feelings are right in this regard. In fact, Singapore just 60 years ago was much worse than India, just like how Bihar is seen by the rest of India. Singapore was seen as the same in the rest of South Asia. They begged to join Malaysia and were even kicked out of Malaysia because they were seen as trouble and as a burden, as a hindrance to Malaysia. Singapore, that country, remember Singapore. The PM of Singapore said back then that he dreamed to make his country like Kolkata. He envisioned and he wanted to model the city after Kolkata. Kolkata. Like Kolkata. Singapore wanted to be like Kolkata. Singapore of all countries. Singapore. Remember, Singapore. Now people escape India. Yes, escape is the right word to use. It is a strong word, but it is irrefutably the correct word to use. How else can you explain the donkey route where thousands of Indians sell all their inheritance, their family property, their life savings, land, and entire things of worth, their houses, everything, and entirely uproot their lives in the Vishwaguru, India, just to travel to a strange country thousands of kilometers away from the fourth largest economy of this world and walking hundreds of kilometers in a dangerous route through the thick, torrential, and rainy jungles of Mexico, where many died on the way, bodies fresh, scattered alongside the path. And this is not exaggeration. You can literally go up to YouTube and you can literally type donkey route and you can literally see people who have gone to that route and in the video show you dead bodies on the side. And this is not fiction. This is happening right now in November 2025. Even at this moment, there are hundreds of people in the donkey route. Those people who go through the donkey route, they deal with violent killers, bandits, and cartels. Yes, the same cartels who behead people, who literally behead people and cut off people's arms and legs. They are literally going through hell just for a 1% chance of illegally crossing into a country as developed as Singapore, which is USA, going through hell. Those that came to power in 2014 sold the promise of the Gujarat model, promising to do the same for all the other states. But funnily, in 2025, Gujarat itself ranks high amongst the most people leaving this country and replacing their Indian passport with another country's. Now, we cannot blame those who want to shift to countries like Singapore. We cannot blame those who want to live a better life. For our entire system is rotten, infested with termites. For in Indian politics, corruption is not just a small necessary evil. No, no, no. But it is the bloodline. It is the red blood cell of the body. Corruption is the red blood cell of the Indian system. Corruption and forcing the common man to follow ever increasing rules and laws while allowing the rich and powerful to bend them is what holds this evil system together. After all, we remember the Porsche Pune case where the judiciary, police, and politicians were complicit with each other, working together in getting out a rich man's son go scotch free after he literally murdered two people, if not for our righteous public outrage. What about the scandalous case where the High Court judge was accused of corruption and having crores of money hidden? And do I really need to talk about our politicians? Yes, the same politicians, those who wear the white kadhi, the white pant, and the simple leather chappals, always smiling and always with their hands folded for the camera with the wondrous garland smelling wonderfully for the camera. While the homeless outside their crores worth of house, smell of hunger without any flesh on them, looking like a skeleton with just skin pasted onto it, forced to eat unhealthy and unhygienic old stale bits of food. Yes, this is true. In fact, when I worked in Bihar, I saw the same exact scene in front of my own eyes. One can only imagine how many more cases like this is repeated throughout this country. Now, look at how Singapore treats justice. Even the most powerful ministers are not spared the law as it should be in an ideal case. Take the Michael Fay case, for example. Michael was a young man who vandalized cars and stole signboards. He was a citizen of USA, America, the undeniably most powerful country in the world. If this was India, the law would let him go, right? I mean, in India, it would be like a small thing. It's like, Are chodo, martok bedo, yeah, just let go of the thing. Seems like a small thing. But no, Singapore gave them the lawful punishment, which was a fine of 4 times being beaten on by a stick on his bottom. USA was pissed off. In fact, the entire world was pissed off and angry and pressurized Singapore, that tiny country as big as Bangalore, to not go through it. Yet they did not yield and ensured the punishment was carried out. They ensured justice was given. This is real strength. This is real power. Screaming Vishwaguru, Vishwaguru, and printing it on papers is not strength. What Singapore did is takes manliness and takes guts. Real power. What they did is real power. Now contrast this with the international reaction of the highly unfortunate tragedy that happened in Pahalgam. Not a single country came out openly in support of Vishwaguru. This, fellow countrymen, is why Singapore became successful and why India failed. Their relentless desire to eradicate corruption, rule breaking, bending the law, as seen in the Michael Fay case, is what makes them successful. To them, all are equal, and no one is treated specially or treated like Bhagwan in the eyes of the law. Both countries started out in similar starting points, yet ended up in a totally different areas. Yes, like India, Singapore is highly diverse. You have the Chinese, you have the Tamils, you have Malays, you have Europeans, and other states from Indian states people too. It's a highly diverse people around the world from thousands of kilometers and cultures that have never seen contact before, all in that one island. Even religion is diverse like in India. You have Confucianism, Islam, you have Hinduism, you have Christianity, and you also have various different languages and cultures just like India. You have Chinese, you have Malay, you have Tamil, yet they prospered. So clearly, the fault for India's failure is not its diversity, but the politics. Real Vikas happened there. Real Vikas happened in Singapore. While here it's all just election slogans. Also remember that then there used to be violent riots with many deaths between different religions and peoples but now it has stopped totally in Singapore. Fact is that no one party is to take blame for India's faults, and that all parties are the same. It's just who has more money who wins. It is not about the election slogans, and in all parties exist politicians who change parties, ideologies, policies, and alliances like how one changes clothes every day. And if they're so unloyal to their own ideologies, you think they will be loyal to the people, to the factory worker who earns only 10,000 rupees per month but must sustain a family of four in a children in a tiny room? No. See, tourists visit Singapore to see their modern life and great city. People visit India for our formerly great past, our formerly great history, our monumental structures, and this is a huge difference. Yes, we were great in the past. We had the Mauryan Empire, we had the Gupta Empire, Maratha Empire, and the Vijayanagar Empire, where people used to literally sell diamonds on the roads. So we definitely can make India great again. We definitely can clean the system, and we definitely can end those who cheat the common man, those holding flowers in one hand while in the other hand they hold a knife to stab us in the back. Those that promise to look after the farmer, the worker, the office goer, while hoarding all of our hard earned tax money in their Swiss bank accounts. Demonetization failed to catch them, but the people together definitely can. We definitely can improve our country, create real vikas, increase salaries, reduce inflation, remove unemployment, and really make our country strong internationally. And finally beat those terrorists into a pulp to never ever dare try to harm our citizens. And no more fathers, no more sons, no more daughters, no more children, and no more wives will be lost in a bomb explosion ever. After all, we must remember that we, from the past 2000 years, have defeated every single oppressor, from the Greeks to the British. And what makes you think that we cannot defeat these tiny, insignificant little internal traitors? Jai Bharat Varsha.